All right, so welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today, we're going to be diving into something I think a lot of us have maybe thought about.
Yeah.
We've all probably seen at least one legal drama in our time,
At
right?
least one or two.
But, the legal world is changing, and I think a lot of people are
Big time.
kind of wondering, well, what does that even look like? You know?
Yeah. What is the future of law?
And so
Yeah.
we're calling this episode Lawyer 4.0, and
I love that.
we've got an expert here with us today who's going to be kind of walking us through what that actually means. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And for this deep dive, we're going to be focusing on one key area that we think is really at the heart of this whole shift, and that is legal research and analysis.
Yeah. I mean, that's the core of what lawyers do.
Right.
So if you're going to have this huge sea change in the way law is practiced, you got to look at legal research and analysis.
Well, I mean, that's what we always see in the movies, right?
Right.
You know, those big stacks of books and
Right. Yeah. Stacks and stacks, endless,
yeah.
going through every single thing.
The paralegals are up all night, highlighting and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah, the brand new associate stuck in the library till 3 in the morning trying to find that one case that will,
Make or break it.
save the day. Save the day.
Make or break the case, right?
Exactly. I mean that whole image is changing.
Well, I mean, that's what's so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that because
Sure.
AI is being used to do that now and potentially, I mean,
Yeah, and it's to do it even better.
way faster,
Yeah.
way more efficiently, and in many ways we're seeing that it can be more accurate as well.
So give me an example of that. What does that actually look like in practice?
Sure. So, we're probably all familiar with, just basic keyword searching in legal databases like Westlaw or LexisNexis.
Right.
But what we're seeing now are AI-powered tools that go way beyond that.
Okay.
So, for example, there's a tool called Lex Machina.
Yeah.
And Lex Machina, what this AI does is it analyzes litigation data.
Wow.
And it can actually predict the outcomes of patent lawsuits with a surprisingly high degree of accuracy.
So it can tell you whether you're going to win or lose before you even go to court.
Well, I mean, it's not a crystal ball. It's not foolproof,
Right.
but it's getting pretty darn close.
And are actual firms using this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is being used by major companies to actually strategize their legal battles.
So this isn't just like some theoretical thing that's happening in a lab somewhere. This is
No, this is real world stuff
this is like in the courtroom.
in the courtroom, exactly.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Okay.
And that's just one example.
I mean, I kind of get it,
Yeah.
but I keep hearing this term natural language processing. And I think a lot of people are like, okay, well,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean? Like, how is that being used in this world?
So natural language processing, or NLP as it's
Yeah.
called, this is what allows AI to truly understand legal language. Okay,
Right.
so imagine you're researching copyright law for software.
Okay.
An NLP algorithm can scan through thousands of cases, filter out the ones that are specifically about software copyright infringement, and even pinpoint the winning arguments used in similar cases.
So it's not just like doing a keyword search for like copyright in software.
Exactly. It's not just looking for those words. It's actually grasping the meaning.
It understands the concept.
It understands the concepts. It understands the relationships between different legal ideas.
That's wild.
Yeah. And it can even pick up on the subtle nuances of legal arguments.
Okay, so it's like having a super smart intern.
It's like having a legal savant
Yeah.
working alongside you, but,
But without the coffee breaks and
without the attitude. Yeah.
Right.
And no coffee break.
no complaining. Right, exactly.
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
so I'm starting to see the picture here.
Yeah.
But what are the implications of this? I mean, a lot of people are probably listening thinking, well, gosh,
What does this mean for lawyers? Are they all going to be out of a job? Is AI going to replace lawyers?
well, it's a question a lot of people are asking, and I think there's a lot of fear around it. But,
Right.
I don't think AI is going to make lawyers obsolete. I really think it's more about evolution than
Absolutely.
extinction.
Absolutely.
So what AI is really good at is taking care of those really tedious grunt work tasks.
Right.
And that frees up lawyers to focus on the things that AI is not so good at.
Okay.
So things like strategy, creativity, client relationships,
The human element.
the human element, exactly.
Okay, so instead of replacing lawyers, it actually elevates them in a way.
Precisely, and it allows them to, provide even better service to their clients.
Okay.
So, for example, think about contract drafting.
Okay.
AI can now actually generate customized contracts based on your specific needs.
Right.
And it'll automatically factor in all the relevant laws and minimize those legal risks. So,
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, right. And so what does that mean for the lawyer? Well, the lawyer is then freed up
Right.
to focus on the more complex negotiations and the strategic considerations that really require that human touch.
Okay, so it takes away that stuff that nobody really wants to do anyway,
Yeah, the boring stuff,
and
like
lets the lawyers focus on
the
that.
interesting stuff, the stuff that they went to law school for.
The stuff that requires a brain,
Yeah,
right? Not just a computer.
exactly.
Okay, so we're talking about big law firms and
Yeah.
these big corporations who are
Yeah.
able to afford these things. But what about just regular folks?
Yeah.
The average person. How does this impact access to justice for people who, maybe couldn't previously afford a lawyer?
Right. That's a really critical point.
Yeah.
And I think AI has the potential to really level the playing field here.
Okay.
So making legal expertise more accessible to individuals and small businesses who couldn't previously afford it.
Yeah.
Imagine online platforms that offer AI-powered legal guidance.
So almost like an automated legal assistant.
Yeah, or, you can think of it like, TurboTax, but for legal issues.
Yeah.
So, that's a future that I'm really excited about.
It's a fascinating future. It sounds like there's a lot of potential there, but it also sounds like there's a lot of questions that we need to answer.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, if AI is going to be doing so much of this work,
Yeah.
what skills will future lawyers actually need?
That's a great question, and it's something that law schools and lawyers themselves are really grappling with right now.
Yeah.
It's not about becoming programmers.
Right.
It's about mastering the art of working with AI.
Okay.
So understanding its capabilities, understanding its limitations, and of course ensuring that it's being used ethically.
Yeah.
So the lawyer of the future, the lawyer 4.0,
Yeah.
is going to be a master strategist, a creative problem solver, and a skilled collaborator with these AI tools.
So it's really changing the whole definition of what it means to be a lawyer.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been a really fascinating and honestly pretty mind-blowing look at this whole world that's changing so rapidly.
It is. It's a really exciting time to be in the legal field.
Yeah, and I mean it's a whole new legal landscape out there for everyone to navigate. So,
Sure.
it's something that we all need to be aware of, whether we're, practicing law or just
Yeah.
living in this world that is increasingly influenced by.
Yeah. And, I think a lot of people think, oh, well, this doesn't apply to me. I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
But the reality is that law touches every aspect of our lives.
It really does.
So understanding how these changes are happening and how they might affect you
Yeah.
is really important for everyone.
Well said. Well said. This has been another deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time
See ya.
for another deep dive into something else that's
Yeah.
changing the world as we know it.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.